I'm genuinely so impressed, Ozzy. I don't know how the fuck you did that. Like, I came down from making my stream coffee and I checked my Discord and I was like, holy shit. You were like literally right on the money. My headphones are really quiet. I'm gonna be lurking in chat while I catalog my coins. Awesome, Pumpkin. Go for it. I'm more than happy to be background noise. All right. Literally didn't even know if it was today. Yeah, Ozzy, I genuinely do not know how you guessed that because Fridays are an abnormal streaming day for me to begin with, and I literally haven't. Like, the last time I did something other than D&D streaming wise was last Sunday. So I'm actually genuinely not sure how you fucking like clocked the fact that I would be streaming tonight without having heard my schedule. I very rarely stream on Friday nights these days. I have not done that in a minute. I have been kind of dead. It's all right though, guys. It's all right. I finished my presentation. Oh, okay, yeah. That would help though. That would help, Ozzy Weeb. But even that wouldn't guarantee things because I actually genuinely tried to stream Celeste last Friday. And then I thought better of it. I was like, no, wait, this isn't gonna work. No, wait, this isn't gonna work after all. But yeah, no, that would help making the prediction. It turned out to be true today. It turned out to be true today. It was rather funny. I was chatting with CD like a little while after I had decided not to stream that night. And he texted me and was like, thanks for trying, Leo. It's like, by the way, thanks for trying to stream Celeste tonight. Celeste. Oh boy. Yeah, no, I mean, as you may be able to guess from the fact that I haven't done, the only stream I've done in the past like week or two is that D&D stream. When Blueprints. Moving on. Yeah, no, I have been absolutely fucking swamped. That lab class is still just ruining my life. I say that, but it's just the big issue with that lab class is the sheer time sink of it. Like, it is really such an intense, just, I could spend a bottomless pit of time on that class. But I'm far enough ahead right now to do the stream. I just made it through, like, I mean, you're not that, it's not, those aren't quite the numbers, but the ratio is similar, if not worse. Actually, the ratio is worse. Or I guess it is like 3 hours. The lab itself is assigned for a 3-hour period, but it's a 2 credit hour class that takes at least 20 hours a week. So like ratio wise, you're not far off. Just left you trying to figure out. That actually would have been, I would just like, that would have been such a fucking coincidence. Like, had you just like manifesting, like, just typed in Leo's Den, manifesting Celeste stream, guys, 5 to 10 minutes, and it worked. Gosh. I prefer essay help. I don't blame you. I actually do not blame you. This lab is actually, like, I will be a happier person when I'm done with this fuck-ass lab. And I hate to have that attitude towards it, because I actually really enjoy, like, what we're learning. Like, it's like a physicist crash course in electrical engineering. Like, a ton of circuit design, learning about circuit components, how to assemble them into stuff. It's honestly quite cool. Like, I can't lie. I like it. I think the material is actually rather engaging. But holy shit, there has to be a less a less painful way to learn it. So that's where I've been lately, dealing with that. Also had 2 exams this past week, and a presentation that was worth 10% of my grade. To be honest, both of those exams were worth like 20 as well, or 15 to 20. So there's a lot of my grade was determined in the last week or so. Speaking of, did they finally get those? Like one of the exams that I took, they graded and gave back to us the same night. The other one took a bit longer. The other one was like last Thursday, and I still don't have my grade back on it. Hey, yeah, Sabrina. I do know Goodbye from the new Sabrina Carpenter album. Yeah, I believe you, CD. I believe you. What the Damn, okay, that is the first time anyone has ever used that. Oh god, do you want me to do that? Okay, I'm gonna give you some options here, Pumpkin. I'm gonna give you some options. We can do a just off the cuff, no practice, no warm up. Like my nails are even like kind of too long to play ukulele right now. I want it to be high quality. Okay. All right. In that case, I will be practicing. Another thing to add to my schedule. I will be practicing Goodbye by Sabrina Carpenter on ukulele, and we will get a full performance of it, rehearsed and everything, sometime soon. All right. That is the request has been made, and now I must play. A full album wasn't enough for me. I do fucking love, CD, that you entered on Did Someone Say Sabrina Carpenter. Hey, just be happy I didn't choose Tears. That would have been really funny, though. Hello, Poke. Welcome in. We got a bunch of people tonight. Awesome. With that in mind, yeah, Celeste, that is what we're playing tonight. I'm gonna keep trying on this 5B Golden thing, though I genuinely haven't played this game in 2 weeks, and I got my flu shot, like, less than 2 hours, basically like 2 hours ago, and my arm is already sore. My arm is already sore. So, we're gonna hope that the soreness in the arm doesn't affect my playing, and we're gonna hope that I don't like start to feel sick or anything like that halfway through stream. We seeing pro gameplay? Absolutely not. This will be from Pumpkin put it best. I'm gonna leave it there. Okay. Yes, that is the goal is to get that golden berry tonight. Will it happen? Probably not, to be honest. We are a little like I think just given the current state of affairs, I fear it's not likely. But oh, I didn't mean to play Pico 8. Can I shit. Exit Pico 8. Oops. Yeah, no worries, CD. I mean, it's not like I've been keeping a very consistent stream schedule these days, so I get it. Trust me, I get it. Alright, now I need to turn the volume down. Funny enough, I actually also have some music stuff that we can go over at some point. I did like a quasi album week this week. It wasn't a full one. It was like 3 days worth of albums and then a little bit extra. Blood be ending his streams when I wake up sometimes. Is it actually that bad? Not that I doubt it, but you know. I'll go then? Okay, yeah, you go, CD. I wasn't, like, prepared to start right off the cuff. What the fuck was that? Actually, what the fuck was that? Why does this room, like, not like me? Alright, whatever. Alright, we're off to a great start. I'm literally already walking off of cliffs. Great. Such good Celeste playing from me tonight. Oh my god, this bitch has key. I knew that was gonna happen. There we go. Okay, cool. Not too bad for like my first attempt at that first checkpoint. If it wasn't obvious, I'm gonna do my warm-up thing where I go for full deathless runs of each checkpoint, and then we'll just go to attempts from there. As for what happens on the off chance I do get the berry early, I don't know. It's gonna depend on how early. Motherfucking living room? And you enjoyed living room. Hold up. Am I hearing this hearing this correctly? You enjoyed living room, or are you just fucking with me? Please understand that I have to be like, I have to check. Because living room is, like... Oh, okay. I see now. I see now. I was so surprised by this. I was so surprised that I fucked up that room. I guess that counts as death by reading chat, though I don't think we're far enough into stream for me to really feel like marking that off yet. I don't even have the bingo open right now. Like, I genuinely don't. Part of the only reason I was even able to do this stream is because I attempted and failed to do it last week. Like, I had this stream title and description written up and everything, and then I was like, nope, actually, it's not gonna work. So agree. Wow. Is that fucking bad, huh? Okay. Yeah, I gotta be honest, CD, when you said there was a second album that I wouldn't expect from you, my first thoughts were AJR and, like, 21 Pilots. Though, I guess in retrospect, you have been at least somewhat receptive to some of the 21 Pilots recommendations, so I feel like I maybe should have guessed AJR after all. Funny enough, I also have an AJR-related tangent for a little bit later. Now, going unexpected, given that I'd only heard "I'm ready" and thirsty, I think that might be one of the lowest I've ever seen CD rate an album, though. I gotta be so honest. I think that's one of the lowest I've ever seen CD rate an album. It is the lowest ever. Holy shit, really? Miracle music. Oh. That, okay, that, I guess that's true, yeah. Damn. Alright, cool. Lowest rated album that I'd intentionally seek out. Okay. I guess, sure. I did not do my usual timing there. It worked, but that was not how I usually time that. I don't think that'll put me off on cycles anywhere else, because I usually wait for a lot of the other ones. Okay, that was fast. That's not bad at all. That was a full first checkpoint. There were a few outliers. There's 3 songs I want to talk about. Oh, that was close. I even got the right movement. I just flubbed the execution right at the end. I fubbed the final dash direction, but that was almost like a full run first try. And the lyrics make me want to give up on every task I try. Damn, okay. I have honestly never really understood the hate for I'm Ready. I know a lot of people really do not like that song, and that's okay. Like, let me be clear. It is perfectly fine to not like that song, but I've never really understood just how much hate it gets. How do I want to do this? Okay. Gonna bring the coin folder. Ooh, shit. Okay, awesome. Alright, unsurprisingly, that room can be a bit sketch. The thing about this level that I find a little bit irritating is I genuinely feel like I would be done with it by now if it weren't for the, like, kinda shitty conditions I have been attempting these runs under for the past few weeks. Got the hard one. Talk about thirsty. Fucking holy shit. Like, I'm actually, like, I more understand your problem with thirsty. It doesn't bother me too much, and I do actually think the yodeling thing is kind of funny. Is it, like, great? Not necessarily, but I do think it's kind of funny, if nothing else. Like, I guess I can respect that a little bit more, but, yeah. That's really low. Holy hell. That was not supposed to happen. Okay. We fixed it. Oh, there we go. That's a full deathless run. Now, going into this album, I was steadfast in thinking Thirsty is the worst. The gang were so close in dethroning Thirsty. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? I'm actually genuinely so curious. Fucking shit, man. That doesn't usually happen. I don't... Oh. The fuck? What the hell was that? Anyways. I think I have to be quicker there. I think that's the issue. You can't really take this part super slow. Big idea, okay. You know what? I should have guessed. I should have guessed. Yes, I know the song. What? What do you mean? Love the idea. I love the song for how shit it is. It's so fucking bad. I actually kind of like Big Idea. I'm not gonna lie. I absolutely understand why CD doesn't. I absolutely understand why CD doesn't like it. By the way, that was a deathless run of that checkpoint, I think. So, shit. Wait, return the map. All right, 30 minutes in stream, and we're gonna start. Has track of a beat. Ass track of a beat made me laugh too fucking hard and I failed that attempt. Ass track of a beat has me rolling. Oh my god. I mean, I will say this. It does to me feel like kind of a like, it's a very like abrasive and not at all like safe direction to go for a song like that. Not that I feel like you should be safe for a song like that, but it's not even like all that indicative of what the rest of their music style sounds like. Or at least the rest of what's on that album. Hello, Amy! I'm glad you could be here for my regularly scheduled one stream a week that we're doing right now. Fuck this lab! It is genuinely so, like, disappointing to say, like, fuck this lab, because... Shut the fuck up, Pumpkin! The joke was that it wasn't! I love the slab. I must confess, I can't quite tell what that means. Because I heard slab, which is from a game. Oh yeah, I forgot to put my No Silk Song discussions message up. Hold up, I forgot. No Silk Song, please. I know you didn't. I know you didn't. And then, can I... Oh! CD coming in clutch. I'm never gonna have to learn how to pin, I guess. No, for whatever reason, though, what the fuck? No, I don't. Go away, please. I don't think this, like, the, like, external chat, like, widget thing that I use on OBS even lets me, pin things. I have to go, like, to the browser version. I was talking about the weapon in TF. Oh, okay, interesting. Actually, hold on. Learn how to play TF2? Awesome. I really don't know much about TF2 myself, but I know a lot of people who really like it. And I know, yeah, that it's a generally well-regarded game. Also, yes, I am lying. I was talking about Silk Song. Hard to say. Oh, okay, CD. Shame I didn't get a chance to say my music tangents, but maybe if you're back on time, maybe if you're back. Fun fact: Croatia exists. Damn, I always forget about that one. That came off like that was supposed to come off like deadpan and sarcastic, but it actually just sounds like I was being genuine. Today I did spins in my skirt. Nice! Love it. Love to hear it. We stand spinny skirt. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. How did I lose the last run? Oh, it was to that fuck-ass thing. Or I fall too far. Or I don't climb fast enough. Both, either, whichever you feel like saying at any given moment. I genuinely, for a second, could not remember how I lost the previous run. I just got to 50% of it go. I have no idea what that means. Not again! Not again! A dance of ice and fire. Ooh, interesting. Like a song of ice and fire, but significantly more musical. It's a one-key rhythm game? Ah, okay. I gotcha. What? What? Oh god. We're slipping fast today. Nah, I'm just kidding. We'll bring it back. Practice was, like, shockingly good today. I really hope that continues. Very well, it might not, though. Oh! Too much momentum! I might listen to it. You said it was It Go? Is this, like, is the song itself worth listening to on its own? Or is it, like, something that's good in the context of the game? I should also mention I'm very tired. So very EP. Can we not flub this room this time, please? I would really appreciate that. There we go. Almost overcorrected and ran into some spikes, but it was okay. I was worried I was gonna do that. I hate that mistake so much. Damn it. Good run to a pretty bad one. That's how it goes sometimes. You gotta pay the tax. You gotta pay the tax. Nope. Nice. That's good. I really don't feel like I should be messing that room up as much as I am, but like, I don't know. It felt like in the beginning I had a sort of an internal sense of rhythm for it, and I've just sort of lost that. Really? I went too far over there? Okay. That's unfortunate. I don't think I've made that death in a run in a long time. At least I don't remember it. You know, it's interesting. I was thinking back on it, and I kind of remember this, what's happening to me right now, happening to me with 5A. Oh my god. With 5A Golden? Because what I remember happening is, like, starting 5A Golden, and then, like, getting into the thick of the semester and not being able... Basically, I had to drop back to, like, less streams per week, which meant that I wasn't really streaming Celeste very often back then. Maybe only once every, like... What ended up happening is that, like, it was so infrequent that, like, there would be, like, multiple month gaps in between every 5A Golden stream, and it ended up just taking me so long to finish that Golden. So I was trying to do it mid-semester. And I can feel that happening to this one, too. Which is why I'd really rather get it done and dusted sooner rather than later. And honestly, the longer I go with this level, the more the idea of just learning how to do that skip properly, the more appealing that idea sounds. Because it would let me skip, like, most of my least favorite rooms from the early parts of this level. Like, of course, I wouldn't get out of doing this one and the final one, but, the other ones are fair game. Fuck that room up again. Maybe I should go practice just that room for a second. Really hope I can get to the, I can start getting runs into, the later checkpoints soon. Because I was actually playing pretty damn well on them in practice, and I don't want that to go to waste. I mean, I did way less practice today than usual, but that was only because it was actually going so well. Unfortunately, there's just a few rooms in the first two checkpoints that I'm just very inconsistent at. Blah. Okay, I'm back for at least a bit. Nice. I don't know how long you're gonna be back, but if you'd like, I can start music tangenting now. Oh, there's a part 2. Okay, let's hear part 2 to AJR. Which I think will be your exact tangent. You probably are right. Oop. Oop. 11 days ago, in fact. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. What are you gonna do next? Give me the exact time? It's 2:33 in the afternoon. What was I doing on Monday the 15th? I don't know why. Sometimes I get the, like, that's not a very hard room, but I just sometimes get the, like, spacing off on it. Okay. You gave me a range, which I think is more acceptable, especially because that range corresponds to a very specific time in your routine. If you had just, like, given, if you had said it was, like, 8:33 in the morning, I would have tweaked out, though. I don't know what the hell was that, brain. I've been leeching. Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. You do what you gotta do with those streaming services. That's what I always say. Y'all would not believe how many people have access to my Crunchyroll account. It's too intense for you to take. It only tense up. YouTube Music has a notification system for new released, or for new release from artists. Doesn't show you the new release of bands you subscribe to, just bands you've been listening to recently. I know where this is going. So on the same, that's an AJR overdose right there. That's an AJR. Oh, I knew that was gonna fucking happen. I was like, that fall was not that fall was not timed well. It was not fast enough. Okay, I'm actually glad to hear you say that, because I had a pretty strong first impression on it. So, speaking of that, I actually listened to it for the first time today. So you beat me to it by a pretty substantial amount, because I forgot it was coming out, like that ass. Like I completely and totally forgot it was coming out. Woo! Wahoo, Amy, so glad to hear. No, it was, I honestly thought, it's a very solid listen. It was, like, it was a lot chiller. Like, they were more sparing and more, like, they were more, deliberate about how they use their stylistic excesses, I guess you could say. Which I thought, like, I thought it made it go down pretty easily. Even for someone who typically likes AJR's stylistic excesses. Or, yeah. So I'd say, like, it was a bit more restrained, it was a bit more deliberate. I thought, like, thematically it was very cohesive. Yeah, just altogether I thought it was pretty damn well put together. Though I will say, I'd say it's a 76. Okay. I kind of echoed some of those sentiments with what I just said. Very cohesive in its writing. It had, like, they picked a central theme, at, like, a narrative through line and kind of stuck with it. Or it was, yeah, it felt, yeah, cohesive as you said, a very good way to put it. I do think it's gonna take a second on Dog Song for me. I wasn't quite vibing with that one on the first listen. I'd say the two biggest songs on the album were my favorites, which were Betty and the Big Goodbye. But The Plane That Never Lands was pretty good too, and I really liked the lyrical reversal that they did right at the end of I'm Sorry You Went Crazy. It's just, the writing is so fucking stilted on that one. I don't know how else to put it. And I fucking lost a run to that room again. I might... If this keeps happening, I'll just go practice that room for a little bit and then go back to runs. Because that I think I've lost more rooms to that run than just about anything else tonight. Wait, I did say I've lost more runs to that room, right? And not I've lost more rooms to that run? Am I losing it? I think I might actually genuinely be losing my mind. Y'all, I'm so tired and mentally exhausted. Like, I've been, like, the last few days were hell. I mean, like, in the end it turned out fine, but I was going through hell trying to get everything finished and study for my E&M exam last night. I actually genuinely, on the first line... But it's like in the perspective of a dog, and we include the F-bong in this song where the dog's like... I don't... The writing on that song was really whack. Like, I genuinely was not quite sure... Like... I know what they were going for. I do actually... I take that back. I do know what they were going for. I just don't know why they thought that the method that they used to get that point across was effective. Yeah, I will say, I don't think, they give their swear words just slightly too much gravitas. I will say that. Like, it doesn't... Like, I am all for... Like, I am very, like, a big proponent of... Swear words are pretty much just part of casual speech at this point. Like, that is, I think, something that's... Like, it's just kind of how people talk. But when AJR does it, they just... it isn't casual. Like, I guess what I'm saying is I've got no problems with swear words in music. But AJR doesn't... They're not using swear words casually. Or, like, emphatically. They're trying to use swear words with, like, gravitas, which I don't think works very well. It should either be casual or an expletive. It's not... Swearing shouldn't be, like, a moment. If that makes sense. So I am actually willing to echo your sort of complaint about the swearing, CD. All right, thank God. I think that dash upwards just happened slightly earlier than I'm expecting. Let me stay alive. Stay alive! Stay alive! What the fuck was that? Why did it, like, instant dash down at me? Is that, like, a weird-ass proximity thing? It was a good save for a second. And then it, like, all felt like that was really irritating. Like, what the fuck was that? Anyways. What kind of happened there is that, like, I was originally, like, I couldn't decide whether to wait for the seeker to respawn or to just go for it. And the answer is that I should have just gone for it, because I ended up, like, half waiting and half not. And the result of that was that it was activated and ready to dash at me much sooner than it otherwise would have been. AJ over. But yeah, no, I said most of what I was gonna say about AJR during that little discussion as well. So yeah, no, I actually do. I thought the new EP was pretty damn good. I thought it was nice. Good thematic consistency, like the topics generally. Dog Song was a bit of a miss for me, unfortunately, but everything else I had mostly positive feelings on. So yeah, no, great job, AJR. Thanks for a nice, like, tight little selection of good tracks. So I guess that I can use that to segue into, like, some of my music tangent-y stuff that I wanted to talk about. So I did, like, a quasi, like, album week, which is to say I did 3 albums. I did albums the first 3 days of this week, and then I just listened to a bunch of, like, I listened to like quite a bit of new music today, but it was from, like, a bunch of different sources, so it wasn't like an album or anything like that. So as I said, one such thing was the new AGR EP, which I have just talked about. One of the other new things was there are 2 new Magdalena Bay songs. They are called Second Sleep and something Eyes. I don't know why I can't. Star Eyes, there we go. Second Sleep, Star Eyes. And actually, they really cooked with both of those tracks, I think. I've listened to both of them twice so far, so preliminary opinions, of course, but I think they actually genuinely really cooked with those tracks, especially Second Sleep. Second Sleep. Then it would be a quasi-quad album listen. Ah, that's pretty, yeah, no, let's go with that. Because it was 3 albums and then the final day of, like an EP and a few extra singles. Yeah, new Magdalena Bay. I really liked both tracks. They were both quite good. I would give them, I will recommend them wholeheartedly. I wonder if they're, so Magdalena Bay, I haven't listened to any of them myself, but Magdalena Bay has done, like, these little EP kind of things called mini mixes. They're usually like 20 to 30 minutes long, and they have, like, a full-length video to accompany the entire thing. And they're usually like 4 to 5. They're grouped into like 4 to 5, like 5 to 6 tracks kind of thing. So some people were theorizing that they're, like, gearing up for a new mini mix to come out, just kind of an EP kind of thing. Could be also like an Imaginal Disc Deluxe kind of thing, because they did have a Mercurial World Deluxe as well. So I could see them putting together some tracks for that, and I'm cooked. This calls for a Magdalena hooray. What do you Magdalenas say? Oh, I'm glad those puns are getting brought back. But yeah, no, actually, yeah, no, they were, I don't even know how to describe how Second Sleep sounds, but it was very good. And then, Star Eyes had this, like, weird, like, or not necessarily weird, but it was like, they infused the usual synth pop with, like, call it, like, a classical jazzy, like, film score kind of thing. It really did sound like it sounded like a fusion between, like, synth pop, like, jazz, and then, like, an orchestral film score kind of thing. It was very interesting. And I don't even know how to describe how Second Sleep sounded other than it was great. So both of those new tracks were ones I listened to today. And the final new track I listened to today was another single from the upcoming Jukebox the Ghost album, which I'm gonna take a quick diversion. I'm gonna take a quick diversion to talk about, because I am actually so genuinely hyped for this album. There are like genuinely some of what I think are their best singles in years. They have been putting out to support this album. Like we had there's 4 singles out right now technically. There's Phantasmagorical Opening, if you want to count that as a full length. It's not really a full length song, but there is that one. End of the Show. End of the Show is so gas. That one especially is so good. Okay, so I think you have listened to, yeah. End of the Show is great. Emotional Fraud is great. Even though Phantasmagorical intro is like a minute-long song, it's such a good mood setter. Like overall, just so impressed with what they've put out so far. And the other one, the one that they just put out today, is called Stranger, and it really sounds like they're channeling Safe Travels on this one. I feel like it's a song that would like fit right in on Safe Travels. And it was good. It was very good. It really reminded me of that like sort of era of the band's music, which I thought was very cool. So Stranger, yeah, I'd say just narrowly right now, my ranking for the tracks that have been released so far are End of the Show, number 1, then Emotional Fraud, then Stranger. I'm not gonna rank. Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm not gonna. That's really bad. Ooh, that is a good point, actually. Interesting thing of note there, CD. That was very depressed. That was a very depressing end to that run. But yeah, no, just actually like really great singles leading up to this album so far. Oh, and I've done a little digging on their Instagram page, because that's like seems to be the most reliable source of Jukebox the Ghost news at this point. Like, if you want the details, you go through their Instagram page. And it looks like, number 1, it looks like the album is coming out in like early August, which is awesome, because that is so close. Number 2, the album is 30 songs long. Not August, October, sorry. I'm all over the place. The month that is coming up soon. The album is 30 songs long. Now, given the presence of Phantasmagorical Opening, I would hazard to guess that maybe some of those songs are like little like interlude kind of things, especially given that it seems like they're going fairly like concept-y on this album. But yeah, it was like 30 songs long and like well over an hour of music. Which I know, CD, you and I have talked about bands that put out like hour-long albums and it's like 10 tracks. But it did look like a pretty fucking substantial chunk of music. So they have cooked. They have been in the studio and they have cooked up a lot. And I'm so excited to hear it. But yeah, 30 songs on this damn thing. So us Jukebox fans are eating good in like a week or two. I wonder if it's gonna be like a double album. Fuck that room. I wonder if it's gonna be a double album type thing. Hold on, let me go get the actual let me go find this post real quick just for a quick brain break. Jukebox the Ghost. Where was it? Where was it? Yeah, here it is. 1 hour, 7 minutes long, 30 songs. So yeah. We're probably gonna see, I am guessing that we're gonna see a lot of like interlude tracks on the thing. Because that's a lot of songs, but perhaps not, oh shit. Like that's a lot of songs, but perhaps not, because that's what, like 67 minutes divided by 30. So that's like 2.25 minute average. 2.25 minute average per song right there. Which is definitely a little bit low, which is why I'm thinking we're probably going to get a fair number of like interlude tracks. And I'm wondering if you take a look at the cover art for the opening track, it says Phantasmagorical Part 1 on it. So I'm kind of wondering if it's like, or not Part 1, it's like called Volume 1 or something like that. So I'm wondering if it's going to be like a double album thing and there'll be like a Part 1 and a Part 2 that they release or something like that, given the length of the album and the runtime. I'm curious. Or maybe all 30 songs is just Phantasmagorical Volume 1. Like maybe the entire, yeah, maybe Volume 1 is just that. And they've got more planned, but we'll see. So anyways, genuinely so hyped for that album. Big shout out to Jukebox the Ghost. But I won't belabor that point any longer because there are just a few other things that I wanted to mention music tangent-wise before I bring things to a close on that topic. And those are the like full-length albums that I listened to this week. The first one was the new Happy Fits album. It has been a little bit from Happy Fits. Like their last album came out in 2022, I think, and they had a huge lineup change since their last album came out. One of the founding members left, and they got 2 new guitarists in place. And I actually saw both of those new guitarists when I went to go see Happy Fits live a couple years back. So I saw them while those guitarists were still touring members, who were basically, at the time, just the way it was phrased was they were just subbing in for the original guitarist. But then we got confirmation not long after that the original guitarist had left the band, and those 2 new guitarists were gonna be the full members of the band. So I was very interested to see what we would get out of this album, considering new lineup of musicians and the fact that one of the like big singer-songwriters had, left. Hope there'll be a happy fit. I mean, the new guitarist sounded great in concert, so like I never got to see Happy Fits with their original lineup, which is a little sad, I think. But they sounded great in concert, and they sound great on the new album. Spoiler. I think it seems to be working for them so far. So yeah, what were my opinions on the album itself? It was weird, I guess, because my first impression of the album wasn't all that strong. Like, I actually remember thinking when I was first listening to it, I was like, I remember just being very unsure about it and like not super, like, there was a few tracks where I was like, damn, this is genuinely awesome. But there was a lot where I was just like, I just was not vibing with it on the first listen. Fuck. I thought I went further away from the wall there, but I didn't. That's unfortunate. Still a good run. But yeah, no, I was not, the first listen of that album, I was really unsure of it. And then I have like hugely warmed up to it since. I think there were a few critiques that I had on the first listen that I think still stand. But overall, there was just, I don't know exactly why, but the first time I listened to it, it wasn't gelling with me, and fortunately, that has changed. Fortunately, I have mostly come around to it at this point. I think a lot of it was, there's a few songs on the album. Okay. Yeah, there's two things that I think made it a little hard for me to get into initially. One of them is something that I found to be less of an issue as I've listened. The other one, I think applies to less songs than I originally thought it did. That second one is that some of the songs felt like a bit of old ground for the band. I was like, this sounds like very, like, this just sounds like another version of something I thought they did better on a different album, either sonically or lyrically. So there were a few moments like that on the album when I was first listening to it, that I was just a little bit, that just sort of like put me off at first. And I do still think there's a couple of tracks that still stands for, but it's not as pervasive of an issue as I originally thought. I'm really switching my directional inputs too early there. So that was one thing I had originally thought about it. But the other one, which I now do not think of as much of an issue, was that, like, the album is kind of narrow in focus. They called the album Lovesick, and that is what all of the songs are about, being lovesick. And so from that sense, like, CD, I'm not sure you would get as much out of it, just because the thematic, it is very, like, thematically focused. Like, just all of the songs kind of tie back into that. But I was thinking about it some more, and I don't actually think that's a bad thing. Like, it's not full on, like, it kind of falls into a similar vein as, like, After Laughter by Paramore. It's not a full-on concept album, because it's mostly just a lot of individual tracks that tie back to a common theme, but it is still, like, they pick a topic and they stick with it. And I do actually think oh my god, this fucking room. I do actually genuinely think it works for this album. And I failed it anyways. I failed the fucking room anyways. So yeah, I was thinking, like, the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? I think that's okay. Even though, like, I am used to, I think, a bit more diversity in topic from the Happy Fits. I don't actually think this, like, narrowing of topics is a bad thing. They picked one thing that they wanted to sing about, and they approached it from a variety of different angles and perspectives, and they picked something and they made a very, like, thorough album that explores it from a lot of angles. Almost too many. I'd say the album's maybe a touch longer than it needed to be. But I do think ultimately it was a good call. I think it panned out for them. There are, however, on this album, that's sort of my comments as a whole. There are some songs on this album that I think are genuinely, like, just absolutely phenomenal and, like, among the best of the band's discography, which is something, by the way, I did think on the first listen. Like, there were a few tracks where I was just like, instantaneously, this is a goated song, like, among the band's best. And I'm gonna pull up the track listing in just a moment so I can, like, point out some highlights, basically once this run is done. But yeah, genuinely, I do think that they have... There are maybe a few tracks... Fuck. I'll go ahead and pull up the album, I guess. There are definitely some tracks on this album that I'd recommend to you, CD, even knowing that, like, perhaps its overall theming isn't necessarily something I think you'd be as interested in. Those songs, Do You See Me, the opening track on this album, might be is probably one of the best on the album. Honestly, the first 4 songs are, like, actually goated. Do You See Me, Everything You Do, Cruel Power, and Lovesick #1. All three of those songs are very, very good. I remember liking Shake Me a lot as well. Black Hole, too. That was one of the signals on the... I will say I think the front half of the album's a bit stronger. But there are still some great moments on the back half, as I said. I do think, yeah, Sarah's song, Shake Me, Black Hole, those three I remember liking a lot. And the album Closer. Album Closer, I remember, is also very good. And so there are some genuinely, truly great moments on this album. Yeah. I think that is, yeah, that's probably all I really have to say about it for now. So, yeah, new Happy Fits, actually quite good. I was unsure of it at first, but my opinions have vastly improved since then. I do actually think I almost would have liked to see more of it, but they, like, the new guitarists actually they have singing parts as well. They're not just on guitar. They have, Calvin is still definitely the lead singer, but they do have lead vocals on multiple tracks. And honestly, one of my favorite tracks on the album, Cruel Power, does this very interesting thing where Calvin sings most of the song, and then one of the new guitarists sings the bridge of the song as if they were the sort of character that the song is about. And then they both come together for the final chorus, and they sing their respective parts together in like a raucous finish. It's actually really awesome. So that one also is definitely a very good listen. And then Lovesick #1's another one where one of the new guitarists has lead vocals, and there's a few other moments on the album as well. So I am very glad to see that they are, you know, leveraging the new talent. Or maybe leveraging is the wrong word, but allowing that new talent to have some room to breathe. They're definitely putting it to full effect. So yeah, quite positive opinions on that one. All right, I will leave the new Happy Fits there, because there are actually still 2 more albums that I wanted to get to. All right, here's the next one. CD. A while back, I recommended a song to you, and you put it on the Loaf list. And then when we were talking about the Loaf list not very long ago, I saw that song and was like, oh yeah, that song. I wanted to loop back around and listen to the album that song was on, but I had forgotten about it for a moment. And that song, I'm going to keep you in suspense for just a little bit longer. That song and the band that made it have a actually rather interesting story behind them. So without further delay, the song was Laputa by Panchico. So that was the one. Oh god. Loaf. Oh my fucking god. Is that the one? Oh my fucking god. Okay, yes. Laputa by Panchico. It was a song that Spotify just like casually recommended to me fucking ages ago, and I really liked it. And so I told myself I was gonna get back around to that album, and I finally did. I finally listened to the album that song is on, and a little bit of context as to why this album is interesting. So technically speaking, this album wasn't even really an album or to begin with. It was a like 4-song EP that was recorded back in 2000, literally like 2000. Yeah, as soon as you said the band has it. Okay, I'll repeat the interesting backstory for the sake of everyone else, or anyone else listening. But the fascinating thing about this band is that they basically formed back in, like, the late 90s. Tried quite unsuccessfully. Yeah, I figured as much at this point. Tried unsuccessfully to make a name for themselves by singing at, like, local pubs and stuff like that. And eventually had to disband to focus on their career. In the time that they were together, they put together one EP of material that would eventually go on to be part of the album. This EP was called Death Metal, which is really funny because the album is not death metal. It is nothing like death metal. There's a song on the album named Death Metal, but it is a misnomer. And like the band knows it, everyone knows it. It's part of the joke. So, they recorded this EP. They sent it off. Got very, like, lukewarm reception from most of the people that heard it. Fuck that shit, dude. I don't know why it didn't let me, like, I thought I landed on top of its head, but I didn't. That's so unfortunate. But yeah, no, they sent it off, got very, like, lukewarm critical reception, and eventually they were like, alright, I guess we throw in the towel. It got to be too much for them to balance the music ambitions with the other things they were doing in life, and so they disbanded back in, like, 2001 or 2002, and just went off and did their own things. Now, back in, like, the mid-2010s, like, I don't know, 2016, 2017, maybe? Someone this album, this EP randomly resurfaced in, like, a record shop somewhere. Keep in mind, only, like, 30 copies were made of the EP to begin with. It was a tiny thing that they put together. And so this EP resurfaces, and get ready for this, fucking 4chan finds it. And 4chan 4chan finds it, a bunch of people end up really liking this EP, and they start looking for this band, you know, because it was, like, at this point, that band has been gone for years and years and years, and apparently, like, using the barcode on the fucking, the barcode on the goddamn CD or something like that, they were able to track down the record store or something that it was originally sold at, and use that to sort of track down the lead singer of the band, who they found on Facebook. And so they send this guy a Facebook message, and they're like, hey, are you the lead singer of this highly obscure band back from 2000 that released one 4-song EP and then vanished off the face of the earth? And the guy was like, yeah, that's me. And so at this point, the guy discovers, holy shit, this, like, 4-song EP that we made way back when has gained a ton of traction online. And he starts, and so as of very recently, as of, like, 2020, they reformed the band after almost 20 years, and started playing together and making music again. What the fuck was that direction? What was that direction? Anyways, and so they reformed the band, got back together, and started playing music. I only found out about this very recently. So I found this, I found Laputa, Spotify just randomly recommended it to me one day. I really liked the song and I kept listening to it. And so finally, back on Tuesday, I listened to the whole thing. Now keep in mind, at this point, the album itself is barely more than an EP. It's about 7 songs long. So what happened was the original death metal EP, I think it was basically 4 songs long, they took that and added 3 more songs that they had recorded as part of a second EP that they were going to put out called Kicking Cars, I think. The song, there's a track called Kicking Cars on the thing. And so they tacked those 3 songs onto the end. And so if you actually take a look at the listing on Spotify, you'll see it has 11 songs on it. And that's because the final 4 songs are these like insanely disc-rotted versions of the original 4 songs, which, if I'm not mistaken, was actually the state the album was originally found in. Like, it's like, when this album resurfaced, it had already gone through like multiple copies and had undergone like a massive disc rot. And so you, you hear these tracks. They're basically just they are the first 4 tracks in the album, but they exist in this really disc rotted state, which I thought was kind of a cool inclusion. But anyways, that album is actually goated. Like, it's this super dreamy, like, psychedelic. It's like a dream pop psychedelic kind of rock thing that just sounds so. It really does sound super interesting, and I found the whole album to be super engaging. Nice mix of like short and long songs too. It was. Yeah, no, I would highly recommend it, CD. I honestly think you might get a lot out of this one. And so, yeah, no, what was... I think Kicking Cars was great, Lapida was great, Stabilizers for Big Boys was great, and the title track Death Metal was great as well. There's also, like, Eyes of Ibad or something like that, which is a really long track that's super interesting as well. There's 2 more which I do remember liking. I just remember a little less about them. So yeah, big props to that album right there. It's actually quite a good album. Yeah. Anything else? I think that's most of what I had to say on that one, and so I'm just gonna quickly go over the last one, which this is one that I think CD you'll probably find a little less interesting. Mostly because I mean, I don't really talk about this artist a ton on stream. I've probably mentioned them in passing before, but I don't think I've really gone too far into depth. So this is now you might be when I tell you what the album was, you might be confused for a second. I promise I'll explain. I listened to on Wednesday. It was the final album or the final full album in my most recent album week. The debut album, that's the weird part, of Lydia Knight. It's called Parody of Pleasure. And now you might be wondering, because I've just mentioned that I I don't talk about this artist a lot, but I clearly knew about them before this. How I know about this, in spite of the fact that it's Lydia Knight's first album? And the answer to that is this is Lydia Knight's first solo album. She was originally the lead singer of a pop-punk band that I really liked called The Regrets. I believe, mentioned The Regrets on stream at least once or twice before, but probably only in passing. I did very much like The Regrets music, but they disbanded as of a few years back, and now Lydia Knight has gone on to do solo work. And it's a bit different than what she was doing as part of The Regrets. It is it's a lot poppier, but it's kind of a more specific like subgenre of pop. Think it harkens back to like early 2000s pop more so than it does like modern pop or like 2010s pop. So like it sounds more similar to like some of the earlier work by like Lady Gaga, some of the like Britney Spears stuff as well. So yeah, it's definitely harkening back to a bit of an older era of pop, but it does also have some interesting stylistic innovations to it, which I think are quite interesting. So it gives you that sort of vibe, but it also very much has some new, it has new ideas of its own to bring to the table. And so while I'm not gonna say I'm like, I feel mostly positively about this album. It's not what I went into listening to it looking for, but I am still mostly positive about the experience. There are definitely like tracks that I like more than others on the album, but I'd still say it was a very like strong start, and I thought there was a lot to be enjoyed on the album. Once I lose this run, I'll quickly pull up the Spotify page. But what were the highlights? The opening track, Pity Party, was quite good. It's this honestly quite like honest and revealing rumination on like ooh shit. This is not good. Damn. Okay. Honestly, like a very honest and revealing rumination on like pressures of fame, feeling like feelings of insufficiency, struggling to find your place. I thought Pity Party was quite good. The Hearse as well was one that grew on me a fair bit. I found it to be more interesting than I originally thought it was going to be. It does a kind of interesting role reversal on what I think the best way to describe what the Hearse is achieving lyrically is it's sort of this like critique of this mindset of not allowing yourself to open up and get close to someone. There's this line in the song where she says, I was supposed to be the one to break your heart first. And so I think this sort of like critique on like entering a relationship expecting it to end. It's this inversion of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Well, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy inversion of expectations thing. So the Hearse is quite good too. Little Doe, I do quite like that one. That one I think sounds the most like other pop artists. But it is still a good song on its own. I think it's a very interesting song on its own. So there's that one. I liked Trustfall. Trustfall was good. Love Dumb is good. You Sir is good. And Art Sucks, the closer, is also good. So yeah, I'm trying to think. If I were to recommend one song off of this album, what would it be? Love Dumb had some really interesting like chord progressions in it. Here We Go Again. What do you mean, Here We Go Again? Anyways, I don't know. Probably like Pity Party or Love Them. Those would be the two that I would recommend. Oh, I have to mark off Roll's Eyes now. Damn. No, wait, is that on this one? Ah, damn, that's not on this bingo board. We did have a good run save earlier, even though it died shortly afterwards, so I'll mark that off. Musical tangents, definitely, and we got some good Magdalena Bay puns as well. Okay, cool. I'm also gonna put on Successful Gaslight, because CD very much tricked me into thinking he actually liked Living Room earlier, so we're gonna mark that one off too. Okay, but I think that's about all I had to say, like, music-wise. So honestly, three pretty damn good albums that I listened to. Quite fond of all three. I mean, I had a few critiques of some of them, but I think on the whole, most of what I listened to this week I was very positive about. Um, and I'm also very, very excited for New Jukebox the Ghost. And the other one I'm really looking forward to is the new Last Dinner Party album. I've only listened to one of the singles so far. I'm kind of thinking I'll save the other singles just for when the album comes out. But I am very excited, just on the strength of that first single alone, very excited for that album. And I really, really liked their first one, Prelude to Ecstasy. You are gonna listen to the whole AGR discography? Fucking awesome. I can't wait. Like, I do know that you're probably not gonna like most of it, but I am curious to see what you think about a lot of things on the albums you haven't listened to yet. Because I think for me, I did like The Maybe Man, and I thought there were some really strong moments on The Maybe Man, but I think as a whole, by the time I got to that album, I thought that AGR had kind of found, like, a lyrical niche and hadn't really, like, diversified beyond it. Which is, I think, part of why I was actually quite positive on this new EP. It was because I think, like, without, like, deviating, like, super substantially from how they write their songs, they were able to, like, add some freshness to what they were writing about, and I thought that was good. And so, yeah, I think for me, when the Maybe Man dropped, I was like, yeah, this is good, but it's kind of just more of what I think they've been doing pretty well on their past two albums. Like, it felt like the click was... So Living Room, obviously, I think... Living Room is the most different from the rest of AGR's discography. Like, it is, as of now, of the commercially available albums, it is the sort of odd one out. But I even still with, like, the click, I'd feel was kind of before they settled into their niche. It was the transitory album in between Living Room and them sort of finding this, like, lyrical and sonic niche that they have been occupying for a while. And so by the time The Maybe Man came out, I kind of felt like that niche was a little bit, I was just like, it just about all had been said and done within that sort of niche for me by the time The Maybe Man came out. World's Smallest Violin, Bang, Burn the House Down, Weak, Don't Throw Out My Legos, Way Less Sad, and of course Birthday Party. Okay. I have my own opinions on all of those songs. Remind me. I mean, I know what your opinion on Birthday Party is, of course, but remind me of the tracks that aren't on The Living Room or Maybe Man. What were your thoughts on those ones? Just to see, like, how you're feeling about those. I knew I was like, I'm too low. I was too low. World's smallest violin, 7+, bang, 7, 6 minus, burn the house down, 5+, weak, 6, don't throw out my Legos, 6, way less sad, 7, minus. Okay. Okay. Okay, I can see most of those ratings. I am just I do actually quite like Don't Throw Out My Legos. So I'm a little disappointed that you don't quite see the vision on that one as much, but it's still, like, it's still reasonably high for an HAR song from you, so I'll take it. But yeah, I would say of those songs, Way Less Sad and World's Smallest Violin are the strongest, so yeah. Just interesting, because a lot of those songs are off of OK Orchestra? Yeah. Way Less Sad and World's Smallest Violin and technically Bang as well. Those three are all off of OK Orchestra. I don't know, maybe that one will end up being a bit more up your alley. Can't say that for sure, but you might find something you like. Who am I kidding? It'll be a 75 at best. Honestly, though, I actually genuinely feel like Bang is alright. I like Bang alright. And I do actually think, like, the times I've seen them perform it in concert, I'm like, it better be better than OK Computer, and if not, I will eat a fridge and explode. Fucking hilarious. Alright, sick. Why is this room so ass? Why can I not do that room properly? Specifically that one. But yeah, no, Bang, I'd say, is actually, like, among the less interesting tracks on OK Orchestra. And you do seem to have liked a couple of the other ones, which I think are quite good, so maybe you like it. I'm gonna make myself a freaking sandwich. Go pop off. The 6 and 10 in question? Okay, like, I get it. You gave one of them a 7+. Of the ones on that list, of that ones on that list, most of the highest ones are off of OK Orchestra. Like, you gave one of them a 7+, you gave one of them a 7-, and you gave one of them a 6. Like, that is way better than average. Okay, bye. Hell yes. Alright, don't fumble this, brain. We only get so many runs this far in. Though I will say, it does feel like I've had, like, number of runs wise, it's not been too... What the fuck? Okay, I don't actually know what the fuck was happening there. Fuck. Oh shit! Hold up, hold up. We might be able to bring this back. We brought it back! That was a great save. That was a good fucking save. It will probably all be for nothing, but... Hell yeah. Oh my god. Distance PB! Oh, it's been so fucking long since we had an actual proper distance PB. That was a really bad joke, though. I can't not mark that. That was a really bad choke. That was a really fucking bad choke. That was really atrociously bad. That not only is that greatest choke, that's also tripping on air. Like, that moment was so egregious that deserves 2 separate fucking bingo squares. We also have a bingo. Like, greatest choke, saving the run, death by reading chat, tripping on air. Holy shit. Oh my god. I was too excited about the distance PB, y'all. I was too excited. Oh my god. That's so bad. That run should have gone further. I don't know why. Sometimes I just struggle with that rune. Sometimes it's just like the most clownish attempt of that rune you've ever seen. Me when I overcompensate. Won't hesitate to maybe overcompensate. Where I'm from, I was born right here just now. Originated right in front of your eyes. If you can't see, I am Clancy, prodigal son, run. Sorry. Prodigal son, done running, run up with Josh Dunn, wanted dead or alive, and now you pick who you serve, and bow to the masses, get kicked to the curb, you're passing your glasses half empty, half full, save half of your taxes, then overtake your former self. Days feel like a perfect length, I don't need them any longer. But for goodness sake, do the years seem way too short for my soul, corazón? Way too short for my soul, corazón. Days feel like a perfect length, I don't need them any longer. But for goodness sake, do the years seem way too short for my soul, corazón? Way too short for my soul. Hell yeah. Oh, hello, CD. Welcome back. Shit. Okay. I think we can bring this back. Yep. Okay, cool. You missed it while you were gone, but I had just genuinely one of the worst chokes I've ever seen. And it was right after a distance PB, of course. Like, I had my first distance PB in like a stream or two, and then I choked immediately afterwards. Ooh, shit. Fuck, I knew that was gonna happen. It's, when they get that close to you, it's so hard to trick them into actually dashing like you need them to. I mean, there is actually technically another strategy that I could use there as a maybe form of recovery, which is to just try and use their respawn thing to boost, but I don't know how well that would work. Anyways, yeah, no, it was atrociously bad choke, like a walk off the edge, just like a walk into the void kind of choke. I was trying to be, like, slick grabbing Theo, and it did not work. It just did not fucking work. I probably actually could have maybe saved it, but I was, like... It just felt like it... Like, I just, in my brain, I just saw it happening, and I couldn't do any... Like, I couldn't get my brain to do anything about it. As I was saying earlier, like, quantity-wise, it's not terrible, the number of runs that are making it into the final checkpoint tonight. So, I'll take that. Plus a distance PB. Honestly, about as much as you can expect after not returning after not playing the game for 2 weeks. Sandwich consumed. What kind of sandwich did you make? I'm curious. Minarimasu. Minarimasu. Just lunch meat. Fair enough. Nothing wrong with that. Pretty standard fare. Pretty standard. Definitely was taking some of those corners pretty tight, but it should be alright. Come on. Dash downward, brain. Don't just keep jumping. No condiments, damn. I would have at least put some mayo on something like that. I'm a pretty big, I do quite like me some mayo on a sandwich. I never use condiments pretty much ever? Huh, interesting. I feel like condiments in a sandwich are very important because it just because it adds a lot of moisture to the sandwich, I think. You know what, CD? I know what you mean. but when it's even better when you, like, when you have a base food that's even better when you add something else to it, I'm gonna add the other thing to it. Like, unless the other thing is, like, actively distracting from the flavor that I want to enjoy, like, I'm usually gonna add the other thing. Not that I don't understand your approach, it's just, like, I'm more of the opinion, like, if something is, like, even if the base thing is good, adding something else to it that will make it better, I have no qualms about doing so. Of course oh my fucking god, I've done that twice tonight. Of course the qualification there is, you know, makes it better. And I think that's where some people, like, draw the line. Like, because I just don't, that's probably the difference. Food is one of my biggest passions. If that's how you are, CD, I can understand your approach. But the food is, like, genuinely one of my biggest passions, so I'm gonna be a bit more particular about it. Oh, hello, Azeweeb. You missed, like, genuinely one of my greatest chokes of all time. I got a distance PB and then fucked it up immediately afterwards. In a classic Leo Arcturus display. I will eat anything that's edible as to not waste it, even if I don't like the paste. Yeah, no, that is fair as well. I'm just not, I'm also not very picky. But I will go out of my way if the means are available to me to turn food into the best version of itself possible. That, I think, is the difference. Like, I'm genuinely not that picky. I will eat most things. But at the same time, if I know a way to make the food into a better version of itself, then I will do so. I will spare that effort. Oh, fuck. Oop, went a little too fast. was I doing? I forgot what part of the room I was in. I actually do not know what the hell. I thought I needed to do the like up left dash that I do on the big moving platform. I just genuinely forgot what part of the room I was in. Oh shit, hope you're okay. I will read that in just a sec, CD. I'm so mad at myself because I genuinely almost guessed "Hope You're Okay" into wait, what did I guess actually? When you said it was 2 in a row, what did I guess again? Because I feel like "Hope You're Okay" into Laputa was one of the ones I was thinking about. In terms of sound and structure, at the very least, lyrics are the key difference. Didn't quite like the lyrical idea on this song. The idea of I like songs to talk about that. It's a nice song. Yeah, Olivia Rodrigo puts together great album closers. I truly think that she is really, she has some absolute banger album closers. I said Takaramono. Okay, yeah. One of the other ones I was thinking of was "Hope You're Okay" into Laputa. And that was my first instinct, and then I was like, nah, I couldn't be that. And so I went and decided to set something else. Like, genuinely, like, my first instinct was "Hope You're Okay" into Laputa. And then I was like, nah, I'm wrong about that, and I talked myself out of it. Not that I can prove that, of course. You can simply say, sure, Leo, sure you did. And I will have no way to refute you. Almost too late there, but it was okay. Is that gonna get it? No, it will not. Oh, what the f- Huh! Actually... Interesting. Okay. That is not the take I expected. CD, you already did a gaslight this stream. 9+ out of 10. Okay. Fucking... I'm very glad to hear that, because that was a song that I recommended to you specifically because I thought you would like it. Like, that wasn't oh, I really like this, I'm hoping you like it too. That was a, ooh, I think CD might really like this song recommendation. So I'm glad to know I was on the mark. Honestly, CD, good job. Good fucking job. Like, there were, the way you worded it, like, it actually came across rather convincingly. In spite of the fact that the situation you were describing just doesn't make much sense. Really shrunk on me. I think that is the first time I've ever heard you say, like, well, maybe not, like, a song shrunk on you that much, I guess. Okay, I'll write my real review. Okay. It felt like very what the... Okay, we brought it back. It felt very like, the situation felt very uncharacteristic for you, but you wrote it in a way that made a lot of sense. And so, honestly, kudos. That was a top tier gaslight right there, CD. Oh shit, that was really sketch timing wise at the end there. Was inertia from a 6 to a 10. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I was like, damn. All the way down to a 6. The only thing that kept me guessing on that was that, like, you had literally said earlier that you were thinking that you might give death metal a shot, and I was like, if the song shrunk that much on CD, I'm not fully convinced he would still feel like that. That was the only, like, that was the only chink in the armor, I guess. Kind of feeling like maybe we should do the Wordle for a brain break sometime soon. Oh, I literally just upped it. Hold on, Cena, I'm gonna look at that in just a sec. This run's actually kind of far in. I should probably pay attention to it, that's why. That felt almost too late. I'm glad that worked. shit. Okay. Okay, cool. I knew it was bad. I knew it was bad from the second I pressed the jump button. I was like, that's not gonna work. I was like, that was too early. I'm going to sound really cheesy, but whatever. I love songs that imprint a certain vision in your head. Whether it's a song with whistling, steel drums. Distant winter sky. Yep. Yep. I actually, I can see that too, yeah. In fact, I think I started, it might just be because I started, it might in part be because, like, I first started listening to that song in winter, but still, the point remains, I do think it does have that kind of sound to it. Yeah, you just gotta be on top of it there. Total bullshit. This song's progression is great. Actually, hold up. I knew that was gonna happen. I was like, I was in that bubble too early. I'm in that bubble too early. The ending of this song reminds me of Teenage Daydream. But yeah, mythical loaf playlist pull, very epic. It's good, it's so good. I'm glad you liked that song. I really am. Honestly, I'm glad you liked both of them a lot. Great Olivia Rodrigo track, and the freaking Laputa and that whole album is phenomenal. Yeah, just imagine like 7 tracks of music of that quality. is kind of insane. I do think Laputa is one of the best tracks on that album, but a lot of the other material on the album comes close to me. Comes close, in my opinion, I guess. Think of how to rephrase that. not quite what I wanted to do. Come on, we gotta get back into the fucking mirror world. Alright, I'm gonna do the Whirler real quick. After that dash? Fuck no. I just noticed I have not marked off death by dashing in the wrong direction, which should have been marked off, like, literally first 5 minutes of stream. Alright. Let's do this. As usual, if you still haven't played today's Wordle, this is the Wordle for 9/20... sorry, September 26th. Just take that under advisement. Alright, what should I start with today? I'm gonna start with Nerve. There's 2 E's in that. It's not the best first guess. Do I really want to go with Nerve as the first one? It's the first word that came to mind, but it's not a great Wordle start. How about, oh, here we go. Drone. We'll go with drone. Do poppy. Really good first word. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a great first word. We got a D out of that. None of the other letters were even like correct, but in the wrong position. So, D. Doubt. Oh no, we can't have an O. D. Are there any consonant clusters? Other consonant clusters you can make with D? Do we make like D, DW? D doesn't often have a consonant after it, so I'm gonna guess it's probably vowel next. Let's go. We've used O. Let's go. Day. D-A-I. We get. I think this Wordle will stump you. Really? Maybe DU. DU. Doe? No, we can't do doe. There's no O. I don't know why I keep wanting to put an O in here. DUI. I hope that you die. DUI. Are there any good words? Are there any words? T-I-U. It's not a very plain word. What are you doing, CD? What are you doing? D-A-S-T... Dis... I'm honestly not thinking of any good words here. Maybe it's like a double vowel, D-A-U? D-A-U? D-U... I have it... I literally have only done one so far because I can't think of any good words that start with D right now for some reason. All of the good words I can think of that start with D also have an O in them. Let me be clear. D... I know you're dropping hints. I will look at the hints if I not visible to the naked eye. I will look at the hints if I can't get this sooner. Could be like a CK ending. CH ending as well. None of those words. I know none of those words are the answer. I know it starts with an N. Dutch. None? I got 0 letters again. All I have is D. What is this? D-A-I. Daily? Oh, almost a mythical pull for me right there. I have D-A, not the middle, L-Y. So what? Dally? Dally would work. As in dilly-dally. Let's see if there's any words. Other one. Dalcy, no. Daffly, Daggly, Dagly, Dagly, Dasley, Daxley, Davly, Dabbly, Damly. I think it's probably Dally. Alright, cool. Got it in 4. This is the weirdest fucking Wordle you've ever seen. Because it's one with no additional... It's the first letter correct with nothing else. The first letter correct with nothing else again. The first 2 and last 2 letters all correct and in the right place, and then the right answer. Weird all Wordle. Alright, there we go. Nice little brain break. What time is it right now? Oh, I probably shouldn't stream for too much longer. I should probably not be streaming for too much longer. I'll keep it going for a little bit. Maybe 10, 15 more minutes, but probably bring things to a close before too long. I mean, I'm actually not too upset with how today has gone so far. Like, this is me coming back after 2 weeks of not playing this game, And I'm actually, like, there actually decent progress is being made. Like, I think I'm just, like, making it later in, like, I think the average run length is longer. I'm making it to the third checkpoint more frequently. I got a distance PB no matter how small it was. If I do get another distance PB, I might just call it there. Even if it isn't all the way to the end. But yeah, that... I just played the new Wordle. God damn it. You when I dashed right into my death. What? I tried to do my turnaround too quickly there. Yeah, maybe actually jump brain? Oh. Okay. Okay. Skills are degrading. Skills are degrading. Soon I won't even be able to make it past the first room. Okay, that was supposed to be a joke. Have you ever played a game called Your Turn to Die? I have not. What is this game? Your Turn to Die. Oh, I was not quite sure if that was gonna work. luck. Yeah, I think at this point I probably have it in me to get maybe one more run to the mirror side. Probably not much more than that. Or maybe I don't even have that in me. We'll see. Ooh, that was very close on the spacing. Too close for comfort. Oh my god. I was cutting the spacing close there on a lot of those. Cool. Oh my god. Well, that'll be enough. That'll be enough. God, sometimes you just have to, like, do some, like, really quick thinking in that room. That room is one of the least consistent, at least for me personally. God, I hate that tech. I hate how inconsistent that tech is. Ugh. Like, I do it to avoid having to deal with, like, using the Seeker to boost me across the room, which I feel will be even more inconsistent. But, like, I cannot, most of the time when I get a run to that room, it dies to that room. Just because, like, I'm not quite doing the, like if the movement is present in my mind, like, the timing on that tech isn't too bad. But the problem is that there's these huge ass gaps between every time I get to that point, and so I don't know. Maybe I just need to lock in and practice it a bit more, but... I just have to, like... And it's high stress, because I'm super far in. And I have to remember to do that, I have to remember how to do that movement, like, just off the cuff. I mean, that's pretty damn far into the level to end things off on. Like, we've made it that far. That far or further. I think, like, 3 times this stream, which ain't too bad. I don't know. I'm not sure if y'all can tell, but part of me, like, I do kind of just want to be done with this level. It's been dragging on, because I feel like I'm never doing these streams under good conditions, and they're always further apart than I want them to be. And so, like, at this point, I just want this, like, this level, like, over with. That way I can go back to doing something a little bit lower stakes. Something that's easier to just... I just don't have to be as locked in for it. That's the other thing. I have like one more idea for a stream title for this, for this level, but like, if y'all couldn't tell, I'm running out. The fact that I've died twice to that room in the past like couple minutes is really peeving me. What time is it? 11:04. Okay. I'll give it like 3-ish more minutes until it's like 2:50 on the clock, and if we can get a run going in that time, awesome. If not, I think I'm okay with where we're at right now. There's a line in a 21 Pilots song called Redecorate that mentions mirrors, and so I will probably, I'll probably reference that. The last song of the last Dinner Party album is called Mirror. Maybe look into that. But that's the other problem, is because level 6 is called Reflection, and I was also using mirror-based like stream titles back then for like 6A. It is a bit long. If I could think of a way to funky dude in the mirror or something like that. If I could think of a way to preserve, to preserve the reference while making it a bit shorter. Tell me who's that funky dude staring back at me. Actually, yeah, just that last bit might work. Tell me who's that funky dude staring back at me. I think it's reasonable enough to interpret that as being mirror related, even though a mirror isn't mentioned directly. Wow, amazing. I actually made it through that fuck-ass room. Who would have guessed? there are like 2 rooms in this first part. It's that one and then the spring one that should not be giving me this much trouble, and yet are on a very consistent basis. Like, I'm losing a shocking number of runs to those 2 rooms, and I should not be. I really shouldn't. Wahoo. Jet black hotel mirror. Interesting. Could make something work from that, I think. And the good thing about anything mirror related is that I can, like, kind of reuse it for reflection if I need to. We got one. Nope, nope, no, 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 no. Oh, God. Sometimes you just miss the bounce on that thing's head. It's really irritating. But, 1109? I should call it. Yeah, I should call it. It's unfortunate. Let me go write these stream title ideas down. Let's go write some stream title ideas down. Oh, we can get rid of that for now. I'm not even looking for stream titles anymore. I'm just curious which ones. Alright, we go jet, black, hotel, mirror, in parentheses, famous last words, because I want to workshop that. I'd want to workshop that a bit. Then we also had, tell me who's that funky dude staring back at me? And then something to do with redecorate. Alright, because I'm clearly gonna fucking need more stream titles. Alright, y'all. That's it from me for the night. Stream schedule. There isn't really one. I think, given, well, we'll have to see about the Sunday stream, because I have an exam Monday afternoon. That, I would need to be well studied for that. Oops, no schedule, exactly. Good God, it's a toss-up. I give it, 50-50 shot. There's a Persona stream on Sunday. We'll see. I'll do my best, but it might not happen. However, I think we are pretty confident we'll be able to do a D&D stream next Tuesday. The Tuesday after, there will definitely be no D&D, but this next Tuesday there should. So that will probably be the next time I see you all. Also good, streams can go back to being on Thursdays instead of Fridays again, because I don't have Thursday night exams for a little while. I will have more, just not till later in the semester. So, speaking of, did they ever put that exam score in? They said they were going to try and get them out by tonight. Let's see. Let's see. Somehow there are less grades in the grade book than before? I don't know how that happened. They might actually be, like, working on putting them in right now. Alright, no Leo Arcturus exam reveal for today. I'm sorry, y'all. So sorry. So sorry to disappoint. Yeah, no. So, alright, where was I with stream schedule? Yeah, 50-50 shot, of Persona on, Sunday. I'm not gonna bother, like, announcing it if it doesn't happen, because there is a good chance it doesn't. Let it be a pleasant surprise if it does. It will mean I am well studied for my probability theory exam on Monday. D&D should still be happening this upcoming week. I'm pretty sure that will be able to happen. And, what else? Next week, there's a pretty... I'm pretty sure I should be able to do a Celeste stream on Thursday. Thursdays are kind of one of the only... as long as I don't have an exam, Thursdays are honestly the easiest day to justify streaming. If that makes any sense. My bitrate is really low right now. Yeah, even YouTube knows it. How the fuck did this stream get so many views? That's whack. Anyways, on YouTube, I mean. Yeah, that's about what I got for streams. 50-50 Persona on whatever day it is. Sunday, whatever. Come on, brain. Yeah, Sunday. Solid chance, 85 or 80 or higher of a D&D stream next Tuesday, and also solid chance of a Celeste stream next Thursday. Wish I had a little bit more for y'all, but that is the current state of the loaf, so to speak. But as for tonight, thank y'all so much for watching. Appreciate y'all for swinging by and for bearing with me during these trying times. Curse you, lab class. Yeah, no, it was still a good time tonight. And as I said, even though there wasn't a ton of visible progress, I definitely feel good about how I was playing tonight. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't great, there was definitely still some stuff that should not be happening, but I was feeling okay about how I was playing. So, I'll take the win. With that, I want to thank everyone so much for watching. We had, who all did we have tonight? It's like CD, Amy, Azewia, but we had Poke, we had Pumpkin. I think that was everyone. No. Yeah, I think it was CD, Pumpkin, Azewia, Poke, Amy. Okay, yeah. Thank y'all for dropping by. If you were lurking, or if I forgot you, I still appreciate you all as well. But with that, I'm gonna bid you all adieu. And go EP by, go get some rest in. I encourage you all to do the same, unless, of course, it is morning for you, in which case, up and at 'em, I'm sure you'll do great today. Alright, everyone. I'll see you next time. Ciao!